Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to talk about our safety lesson for the month of May. And when we talk about safety, when we go over the stranger awareness stuff, we always talk about what a stranger is. So what is a stranger?
It's someone that you don't know and you shouldn't trust.
Somebody that you don't know, somebody that you shouldn't trust, maybe. Okay. Or what's the other big one that we say?
Stranger danger.
So what are we? A stranger is somebody that you've never seen before, or somebody that you know but you're not allowed to go with. Okay. Are all strangers bad people?
No.
No. Are all strangers good people? No. Okay. So you don't know if a stranger is good or bad. That's why we don't want to go off them all by ourselves. Okay. And when we talk about strangers, we talk about lures, which are tricks that a stranger tries to use to get you to go with them and do something that you would not normally do. So we're all karate students. We're all trained, to not go with a stranger, but sometimes they use a lure, a trick, and all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I should go with them, or maybe I should listen to them. Okay, and so we're going to talk about one of those situations today. Is it good to be helpful for people? What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to be helpful for people, okay? Is it okay to go and help somebody, like a stranger, without your parents knowing about it? No. Okay, and so that's what we're going to talk about here. So everybody put your hands on your legs and put your eyes focused on Wrenchy. Okay, so we're going to talk, this is the assistance lure, okay? So somebody asking for your assistance, somebody asking for your help. So maybe this is, this is kind of a different lure that we talk about, but maybe somebody asks you to help find their lost dog, right? Maybe you're on the playground and somebody asks you to help them carry some books to their car, or help, carry some, play equipment to their car, or something like that. Maybe somebody pulls over in front of your house and they ask for directions to the gas station. Okay, so they're asking for your help in some kind of a way. In this situation, is it being rude if we don't help them? No, it's really not. So who should an adult ask for help if they need help with something?
Maybe another adult.
They should ask another adult in these types of situations. Now this is different, right? If your teacher is in school in class and she says, "Oh, can you bring this note down to the office?" That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're on your own. A stranger comes up to you and you're asking for your assistance to do something. Okay? What do we do in that situation? Somebody comes up, they pull up to the front of your house, they ask for directions to the gas station, or they ask, "Oh, do you know where Main Street is?" What do we do? Gigi.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, that's okay.
Same. You should ask your parents first and see if it's okay.
Okay, ask your parents first. So what do you do with that person standing right next to you, though? Or in the car right next to you? What do you do?
Maybe say no, or
say no, okay? Or you don't say anything and you just leave, okay?
or you can just say you don't know.
Or you say you don't know. But if you're going to talk to that person, you want it to be very quick. You say no, say I can't help you, I'll ask my parents, something like that. What you don't want to do is get into like a conversation where you walk up close to the car and you say, "Oh, I'm really, the gas station is not too far away. You should just go and figure it out yourself." Because the longer you talk to them, the more they might try and trick you, or the closer you're getting and you don't even realize it, and all of a sudden you're within distance, they grab you and pull you into their car. Okay? So you don't talk to them, and then you said you go and talk to your parents. Okay? You always want to tell your parents if you ever run into a situation like this. Okay, maybe it was no big deal. Maybe it really was an adult just asking for help. Maybe they were lost. But maybe it is a big deal. Okay, and that's for adults to figure out. Okay, the police, your parents, they'll figure that out with you. Okay, if you're in this situation, you did all the right things. You didn't talk to the person. You got away from them. You're safe. You're in your house. What is helpful to try and remember about this person or this situation? What do you think you want to try and keep in mind? Somebody that hasn't given me an answer. Cole, what do you think? Should you just forget all about it? What should you try and remember about them?
What they look like.
What they look like. So you want to try and remember a little bit of this situation so that if the police were going to try and find this person, they can have some tips to go on. So what they look like, okay? What kind of car were they in? Were they old? Were they young, right? So those types of things, and what's really helpful, anything you remember is good, okay? So make sure your eyes are up on me, because if you're looking at the floor, you're not paying attention. Anything you can remember is good, okay? But things that the person cannot change easily are even better, okay? So like, do they, eye color would be a really, good one. That's a tough one. That's really small, right? But are they old or are they young? That, you can't change that, right? If you said, their clothes, that's an okay one. They can easily change their clothes. So maybe, that's not the best, but it's better than nothing, right? Like an A+ detail would be like what kind of, what their license plate number was. That would be like a really great detail. That's another one, maybe hard to remember if you remember pieces of it, okay? But things like that. So you want to try and remember things like that. What if you're in this situation, a stranger comes up, they try and talk to you, and they say, oh, I already got permission from your parents. They said that you can help me after school today. You can come to my house and rake some leaves, and I already talked to your parents about it. It's all set up. Do you listen to them? No, right? Because they probably didn't do that, okay? So you only are allowed to do that with your parents' permission, okay? Now the last thing we're going to talk about, a little bit different twist on this, there are going to be times, maybe, where you need assistance from an adult, okay, that you don't know. Okay, you get lost in a store, you can't find your parents, you get lost in an amusement park, Disney World, Canopy Lake, right, something like that. You're lost, you need help. Who is somebody that you can go to for help in that situation?
Someone who works there.
Somebody who works there is a good one. Okay, so if you're in Target, you know who works at Target because they have a Target shirt on, right? If you're lost at Canopy Lake Park, you know they have a Canopy shirt on or something like that. In Disney World, you can go to one of the people that's running a ride or something like that. So you go to somebody that works there. Who else could you maybe go to?
Oh, I was gonna say you could call them too.
Yeah, if you're old enough to have like a phone, that would be the easiest thing, right?
Maybe like a cash register if you're at like a
Go to the cash register. You never leave a store. Okay, you never walk outside and think, oh, I'll just go to their car. I'll find them at the car. But you go to the cash register. Okay, that that people are going to work in the store that are at the cash register. Okay, and then if you had to go to just a stranger, go to a mom or a dad that have their kids there. Okay, that's always a little bit safer than just going up to a stranger that's all by themselves. Okay, everybody understand? Say, "Os." Okay, very good. All right, you guys are all set. You can go back into class.